I just ran a half marathon in the New Balance Rebel V5s, and I want to give you my honest opinion about them, talk a little bit about how they felt. No lingo, no jazz words, no lab tests, just honest opinion on how these things felt after 21.1 kilometers. Let's get right into it. These bad boys right here, the New Balance Rebel V5s. Now, they've already taken 21.1 kilometer beating. I was gonna, write up a script and talk about them immensely through details and whatnot, but I just want to talk to you guys about them from the heart and how I felt in them over the 21.1 kilometers that I did yesterday. Backtrack a little bit. Last weekend I decided to go into a local running shop, the Running Room, try these on. Because I had them in my mind. I already have the Adidas Evo SLs, and I've used those for my whole runner training program, for my easy runs, for my tempo runs, for my long runs, and I wanted different long run shoe under my feet. And I had been researching and YouTubing and all that other jazz on the New Balance Rebel V5. I went into the shop, I tried them on, felt really good, and then I talked to the employee and said, I want a better long run shoe. And he's like, well, really, you should check out the Asics Nova Blast. So I had the New Balance on one foot and the Nova Blast on the other. And I was like, damn. Now I need to go do more research. So I came home, I went on YouTube, and I checked out New Balance Rebel V5 versus Asics Nova Blast. And every one that I saw had the New Balance ahead of the Nova Blast, which I was surprised by because a lot of people back Asics. And so I went with my gut and I got the V5s because they were what I wanted originally. They did feel better on my foot. And despite this employee sort of playing mind games with me about how the Asics felt, I wanted to go with my gut. So I bought the Rebel V5s. I walked in them on Friday. I walked in them on Saturday, and then Sunday morning I woke up and I decided to get out there and do the half marathon in the Rebel V5s rather than a shoe that I had worn throughout the whole training program, the Adidas Evo SLs. I told my dad after the fact that I did that, and he said that can cause a lot of issues. And I'll read to you exactly what he said. He said that can be a bit risky. You never know how they affect your foot. There could be chafing or something which might set you back a bit. Which is true. There could have been hot spots. They could have felt weird on my Achilles. They could have been too soft. They could have been too firm. Needless to say, they felt pretty good. I wasn't used to them by any means because I was used to the Adidas, but these things performed. You can already see a bunch of creases in the foam, which is the fuel cell foam. There's creasing already, even after just the 21.1 kilometers. But I saw a review online where a guy did a 90 kilometer run in them. So, needless to say, are they race shoes? Do they have a carbon plate under my foot? No. Are they speed shoes like the Adidas Evo SLs for my tempo run? They might be. I might be able to use them for that a little bit, but they felt pretty damn good. The Rebel line has always been known as a shoe that's lightweight, and these are lighter than the Adidas, and they're a fun daily trainer. But the half marathon was the real test, and I did it. It's the first half marathon I've ever done. It's the longest run I've ever done, and I did it in a shoe that I had never run in before. So the question after isn't can you run fast in this shoe? It's can it stay comfortable when things get hard? And it did. There were times where I felt like, I don't want to run anymore. This is a long distance. But I didn't feel the shoe on my foot. As I said, it's light, it's comfortable, it didn't cause any issues, there was no slipping, and I felt like I could just keep pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing until that 21.1 kilometers was done. So again, no carbon plate, doesn't scream race day, it just feels approachable. It's got a nice wide traction on it. I didn't feel any slipping. It's got a beautiful upper that breathes very well. One thing I do love is the tongue. Much better tongue than the Adidas Evo SL. And the foam, very, very squishy. Especially this midsole, which I liked. Felt good. And I was curious about that midsole because I wasn't sure whether it would be good over the 21 kilometers or not. And it held up, which was nice because early on the shoe felt, you know, smooth, easy to settle into. I felt like my pace was good. It was just a nice, easy run. I didn't push the pace at all, just kept it an easy run. And these shoes are definitely meant for easy runs, as I said. So am I going to be pushing the pace in them in terms of trying out tempo sessions? For sure, as I step up to do this BMO half marathon training program. Like I said, the midsole is squishy, but it had enough bounce to feel responsive, but definitely not so much to feel unstable. And I said there were times where I didn't want to keep running, but as the kilometers added up, I wasn't thinking about my feet anymore. I was just thinking about my legs and being drained. My feet were comfortable in this shoe. The nice wide base, I had stability through the corners. The forefoot, I felt like I had a good push. And again, it was steady, so it handled my fatigue without making me feel like I was pushing myself too much in these things. The legs were definitely tired, but you know, I wasn't worried about my feet. I wasn't worried about my shoes. My feet weren't beat up. I didn't have any hot spots, like I said earlier. No harshness. They were just consistent, and it was definitely a predictable ride, which I really liked. It didn't magically save my legs, but it definitely didn't make things worse. So if you're a beginner or intermediate runner looking for a shoe that can handle long runs, don't get mind games played with you from YouTube videos or store employees like I did. This shoe works, and it worked for me for the half marathon, the first half marathon I've ever done. Obviously, if you want a carbon style race shoe, then this isn't it. This is meant for your everyday run. It's comfortable. You don't feel it on your foot. It's lighter than my Adidas Evo SLs. So if you want something comfortable, light, reliable, then the Rebel V5 owns its own. Would I run a half in it again? I definitely would. Will I pick up another pair of shoes before May? Who the heck knows? I'll still be doing training runs in my Adidas and this New Balance shoe. They'll be my 1-2 punch for my daily runs and not chasing PRs. This shoe is for me. I really enjoy it. I wore them to work today, and the most comfortable day of work in these shoes that I've had because they're super light, super comfy. They are pretty flashy. They're nice. I've actually never seen this colorway until I went to the store. I like this colorway a lot. I know I've seen on YouTube the black with the red, the orange little swooshy ones, but this colorway I've never seen before, and I'm glad that they had this one in stock for me. It's just a solid shoe. I like it a lot. So if you've run in the Rebel line or you're considering it, let me know your experience. If you want more honest shoe reviews like this one for a regular runner, basically a beginner, a guy who's only done one half marathon, then click that like button, subscribe button. Make sure you comment below. Thanks a lot. See you in the next one.